Wake up, everybody. It's time for some Chargers football, right, Tony?
Chargers! Is that how they yell?
It's supposed to be like this. Charge! Good morning, football fans. MJT Football YouTube channel. We're here live talking about all things Week 7. And we ain't going to stop. I'm joined with
Tony had his dog. I was like, it's Dog Sunday, I guess.
It's the order here.
She's
There we
hiding.
go.
She does not like the camera.
This one is all about the attention. So
Is this bring your dog to work day? The hell is
Yeah.
going on? Our season in the house touchdown with Doug Smith. What's up, Brian Ortega? We're gonna answer all of those starts and sits. Don't worry. But first, I just gotta ask how you're doing, Joe, because you've been hiding.
I've been hiding. I've been winning. I just have been giving you and Tony your space. You guys can cry. It's funny how when the Raiders lose, I get text messages from you. When the Chargers lose, you guys disappear. And then like I send a group text and you guys are like nothing. It's just crickets. It's like,
I'm
come
talking
on,
about
how you
this.
show. You knew the Chargers sucked when the season started. You knew this was going to happen, and you guys continue to hide.
They don't even suck. But anyways, I was talking about this. You personally sucking. Not even the Raiders, not even the Chargers. You personally being in last place in this Pickems contest. And you have a couple picks this week that are questionable as well, especially that Steelers-Rams pick.
You think I give a damn about these picks, Mike? I'm 5-1 in almost every one of my fantasy leagues. The Raiders are second place in the AFC West right now, and I'm just having the time of my life. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to continue to make you guys hate football for the rest of the season. I'll give you a little glimpse of something to root for, and maybe Tony can be like, I'm winning a pick'em challenge, and that's it, because that's all you have going for you this season.
Do you hear this guy, Tony? He's talking like we don't have we're half a game behind the Raiders. He's talking like the Chargers are the worst team in the league, and the Raiders are going to the Super Bowl. Super proud of second place, huh, Joe?
This is just how Raiders fans are. And when they're on top, they're riding high. They got the lowrider out. They're bouncing, cruising down Van Nuys Boulevard. Enjoy it, because their season's going to get a lot tougher. And I don't think that Brian Hoyer and Aiden O'Connell or Jimmy G are navigating you through to the end. And we're going to end up in the same place where they're asking for their coach to get fired, and they want to trade Devontae Adams, and everybody's gone except for Max Crosby.
And they're drafting too far out to get a solid quarterback, but right in that spot where you get a good enough player to keep you meddling, it's really the perfect cycle. I'd like to continue.
because having an elite quarterback is doing wonders for you guys, right?
I mean, 10-7 last year.
Joe, I know that text message you sent last night was aimed at me and Mike.
No, okay. So
I don't respond to text
we got a
messages
lot of
like
people in here. We'll get to your fantasy questions in a minute. But last night I sent a text message to these guys, and I've been thinking about it for a while. I've been going on these walks, and I've been thinking, and I've been like, I think we're overrating the quarterbacks today, like the quarterbacks today. And it wasn't just at Justin Herbert. It wasn't at him. It's at Josh Allen. It's at some of these guys that we're saying are elite quarterbacks right now. Josh Allen, with the mistakes that he makes, would get his ass kicked by a guy like Tom Brady or like you said last night, Brett Favre, or one of these, or John Elway, or these guys that would take over games, Tony. That's what in my mind I'm like, these guys we considered elite quarterbacks today are not elite. They're great quarterbacks. But compared to what we've seen in the past, even like a guy like Drew Brees blows these guys away.
Yeah, so
I muted you and just ignored everything you just said.
I think that there's a lot going on with where they're at, right? And understanding football, because somebody like Phillip Rivers was able to be 11-5 with the Colts in his last season of football, and he didn't really have elite ability. but he was in the game long enough where he just knew so much about football. He always had the advantage. And I think that Josh Allen needs to get to that point where his intellect, his processing ability, same thing with Herbert, with Lawrence. Burrow's going to get there on another level. There's a lot of great quarterbacks, but we are quick to anoint everybody. I sent you in the text message about like the body of JJ Watt wasn't even cold, and we already assumed that Aaron Donald was just the greatest defensive player of all time. Like there's no patience for just letting a career play out and then looking at it and going, wow, this might be one of the greatest things we've ever seen. I'm surprised more people aren't talking about Tyreek Hill as the greatest wide receiver of all time.
There's some people saying he's already the most unstoppable, so that conversation is starting to spark, Tony.
Okay,
but yeah, I think that we get too entangled in all this stuff too. In my mind, if we're talking about actual elite quarterbacks, there's only two right now in my mind. That's Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers. But like quarterbacks that play at an elite level often, in my mind, elite is winning championships, being in the conversation to win championships every year, year after year after year. And that's only been Mahomes and Rodgers over the last like 5 years. Brady, who's not in the league anymore.
Yeah. Rodgers is in the conversation because he's fun, but has he really been in the conversation, Mike?
Yes.
Yeah. Has he, Mike?
Been to multiple playoff runs. Not quite sealed the deal, but talking about 2 out of the last 3 MVPs, no biggie. If he wins next year's, he'll be a 3 of 4 MVP champ.
If you jog one block, that's not a run. And he got knocked out in the first round after having like a first round bye.
But he also made the NFC Championship a couple times. He made the NFC Championship a couple times.
He didn't make it to as many Super Bowls as Brett Favre, and that's all.
Doug agrees with me. You're just a big old Rodgers hater, and I don't blame you. There's a lot of Rodgers haters out there. I don't know where we are in the chat, Joe. Did we answer any questions? I don't think so, right?
No, we're going to start at the top.
All right. We better get started here.
Let's go with this first one. Renee's saying, how the hell are we both, all of us going for the Bills and the Patriots?
It was just a glitch in the thing. We explained it.
We're all going for we're going for the Patriots, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're going for whoever wins that game. That's the way we're taking the J Fly approach on that game.
Tony, you're in the worst spot in the show right now, but you're just gonna have to deal with it. Sorry, I tried. Morning, MJT. I'm here bright and early. DJ Moore, Zay Flowers, Keenan Allen, George Pickens, or Jacoby Myers. He has to start 4 of them. This is a tough one. I mean, you got a lot of choices here. Keenan Allen's a definite start, in my opinion. Everyone agree?
Yeah, I would start Keenan. I would start Jacoby Myers.
Me too. Yep, Myers would make mine.
And that I guess my real choice would be between DJ Moore and Zay Flowers. I think I like the matchup with Flowers better against Detroit. I think there's an opportunity for them to have to throw the ball a little bit more against the Lions to win this game. And Flowers gets enough targets for me to feel comfortable with him starting over Bajent, who's just a rookie. He's unproven. I'm rooting for the guy. I hope he goes 24 or 28 today with 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I think both are good choices because he's going to lean on DJ Moore, if anybody. But Zay Flowers is a safer pick, in my opinion, too. But what do you think, Joe? DJ Moore or Zay Flowers? Or are you saying you would take off maybe George Pickens and put the both in?
No, I'm leaving Pickens in today with Deontay Johnson coming back. I think he's going to have a little bit more looks. But I have DJ Moore in every one of my fantasy leagues. So guess who I'm playing? I'm playing DJ Moore. I have to, but I mean, since Zay Flowers, I'm not really buying into him anymore. I'm kind of staying away from him.
So you're gonna get a nice full game view of DJ Moore going crazy on the Raiders defense. I'm excited for that.
So I hope he takes a screen pass to the house on the opening play and Joe punches a hole in his wall. He just spent all this money to get his house redone. He just punches the giant hole right in the new drywall.
Right there in the middle. Oh, man. Touchdown with Doug Smith is here. Everyone in TikTok is here. Everyone in the chat, help us out. We do this every Sunday morning. Whether our advice is good or not, it's free, so you can't complain. Please like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, help us out, and support the podcast. Touchdown with Doug Smith in the house. What's up, man? How you feeling about the Dolphins this year? A lot of fun. Tony's on the Dolphins today against me and Joe, who are on the Eagles.
Last week, I tried, Brian, to get you. I was going to pay you $5 to start Pittman over whoever else was in the lineup. You should have listened. It was Debo. You should have listened. That advice.
Should have listened.
What do you say here, Tony?
Julio's not a question. It's not going to happen. I'm probably going to start Jacoby Myers. Like I don't really care who the quarterback is. I would hope that it's Brian Hoyer. I think there's a better opportunity with Hoyer, but Pittman against Cleveland, not great.
Yeah, it's not great at all. 49ers just got smoked by him. I think that the Colts are going to have their hands full today. I think I'll go with Myers as well. He's red hot. Joe, you have enough confidence to put Myers in over Deontay and Pittman?
Yeah, I mean, I would still put him in. I think the Raiders' offense is going to be all right. I mean, it's not like the Bears' secondary is a dominant secondary. Brian Hoyer is a veteran quarterback and should be able to find his target. The only problem about Myers is whatever happens to the squeaky wheel, right? They get a lot of grease. So Devontae Adams out there crying this weekend, saying he wants the ball. He wants to win, but he wants the ball too. So I think they're going to force feed Devontae a lot this week, which might take a little bit away from Myers. But Myers has been a touchdown guy for the last couple of weeks. So I would still ride with him until he proves otherwise.
I think Jacoby Myers has more touchdowns in his first 6 games as a Raider than he did his entire career as a Patriot.
And also, if you guys aren't playing Mojo Fantasy yet and you want to check it out, it's promo code NFL Mike for a nice little bonus. First touchdown competition rolls through this weekend. Again, no one won last week because they kind of screwed us, but we're not going to talk about that. Jacoby Myers is a good choice. I think he's scored 4 already this year, 3. Almost like a 50% hit rate on first TD, which is very high. 30-10 Chiefs. Wow, just showing no respect, Josiah.
Joe brought all these haters in here. Don't bring up those comments.
I didn't bring haters in. I brought true fans, true Raider fans that are going to set you Charger fans correct.
Skip, Brian, I go Myers. Renee's with Jacoby as well. Patriots fan, so former Jacoby Myers fan right here. Chargers get killed. All right. Let's keep it going.
How's Juju working out for them right now? How's that?
Life is truly better when the Panthers aren't playing this week. Harrison happy to have a bye week and a relief from losing every week. Can the Panthers lose every game?
I certainly hope not, because they don't have their first pick.
That will be so sad.
That's the horrible part about it. Is if you lose, you go 0-17. And you have no first round pick. That's at least you got the first pick in the second round, huh?
Yeah. There's also a lot of beef too between the owner and the head coach, it seems like, and reports coming out about how he wanted CJ Stroud, potentially, which makes that's got to be uncomfortable when that story comes out and Bryce Young walks into the building and he's like, "Hey coach, I haven't been on the internet at all. How you doing this morning?" When it's like, yikes.
Yikes, yeah. It's like things are going well, short stack. I mean, Bryce.
Raider Nation in the house.
So they aren't actually giving predictions. They're just haters. And hate is gonna hate. Drake London or Josh Reynolds? Interesting choice here. Drake London going against Tampa defense. Josh Reynolds going against the Ravens defense.
Yeah, Tony, which one you going with?
Who am I going with in this? I'm probably going to start with Drake London. I think even though it's been bad for the Falcons, he's been pretty good. I don't have any Drake London this year, but I think that he's been performing pretty well, right? I'd have to look up his numbers, but I think he's been pretty steady. So I would go with Drake London.
I'll go with Drake London as well. I think he has the higher touchdown upside on top of everything Tony said. But Josh Reynolds is a little bit tempting. The Lions are going to be in a slugfest with the Ravens. I'm confused. You picking the Pats and Bills to win? Yeah, we don't want to lose that game, so we're making sure we get it right. Yeah, and when the Chargers win, you guys kiss each other. Don't fucking judge how we celebrate, Aiden.
Don't be a hater, bro.
Yeah, we want.
There's nothing wrong with two homies celebrating with a big kiss, right? Is that what you're saying?
Big wins are big kisses.
Yeah. Yeah, Drake London has, in one of my leagues, has 11.8, 14.6, and 21.5 over the last 3 weeks.
That's some consistency right
there.
It's
always great when it comes to prospects. When it comes to the NFL prospects and listening to the draft, Doug Smith is always good. He's saying there's 4 good quarterbacks next year in the draft.
I agree. I actually think that there's potentially more than that. I don't know whether or not he's counting J.J. McCarthy from Michigan.
So what you're saying is, even when the Raiders are like 7-10 or 8-9, right there in the middle of the draft, they could still get somebody.
As long as McCarthy doesn't end up on the Raiders, I'm fine. I can't be having my Michigan guy be the quarterback of the Raiders.
What if Jim Harbaugh and McCarthy go to the Raiders?
I'll take Michael Penix right now.
That's what all the Raiders fans have been
saying. He's my second favorite, so I don't want him to go there either.
You know why, Mike? You know why I like Michael Penix? Because he could take a hit and get up. Right now, we have a fragile motherfucker at quarterback that can't take a hit worth of shit. Anytime he gets, like, somebody puts a fingernail on Jimmy G, he's done for the week.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't a fingernail. That was like a helmet to the spine.
Yeah, didn't he break his back?
It's spinal. Like Mike Tyson would say.
This is unreal how brutal people are.
This is what I do every morning.
Receivers up to get killed every week, but that guy takes a helmet to the back and he's out.
Are you surprised by the way Jimmy G's season has went so far, Joe? Have you not been watching the guy for like 10 years now?
I'm not surprised, but fuck, I thought Josh McDaniels would bring his quarterback back and at least like teach him not to get your wide receivers killed. But damn.
It's like 8 out of 10 seasons, Jimmy G throws a bunch of interceptions, throws his receivers in the hospital shots, and has injured himself all year. But this is the year. Now that he's a Raider.
He probably went to the strip club and hurt his back that way.
You guys ever do this? You know, brush your teeth, and then you mix that toothpaste flavor with the lemon lime Gatorade. It's perfect.
No.
You
should try it next week.
So brush your teeth and then drink lemon lime Gatorade?
Yep, right after.
I'm good.
No, try it. Try it. Tell me how it tastes. Kids these days getting impressed way too easy with these elite QBs. If you're talking about me when you say kids, I'm upset at you, Damien.
He is.
Oh.
And I'm on your side, Damien.
Yeah, I got a question for NFL Mike. Fire it away, G Fitness.
There's also
I agree with you, Doug, right here on this comment. I agree with you.
He's out of there? Where's he going to go?
Dallas Cowboys.
Think he's going to win a Super Bowl there, Joe?
No. No, but all these like only one team can win a Super Bowl every fucking year. And that's what I don't get. Like a lot of people come in my comments are like, you're wasting Devontae Adams' career on the Raiders. Well, look at Keenan Allen, one of the greatest receivers. Are they wasting his career in Los Angeles? Only because Super Bowls shouldn't define a great player. A great player is a great player no matter where he plays. Only one team can walk away with a championship.
So I have a question, Joe. Is Philip Rivers a Hall of Famer?
Hell no.
The whole fucking rant. Why not? Why isn't he a Hall of Famer, Joe? Because he hasn't won a Super Bowl. What the?
I mean, he got to beat up on the Raiders. I mean, really? That's where he padded his stats? No, I'm just kidding. Philip Rivers should be a Hall of Famer, yes.
Talking about TJ Watt, the most underrated defensive player in the league right now. He ain't getting underrated on this show, we'll tell you that, Damon. We agree with you. He deserves a lot more attention and hype. Not just a depoy, MVP talk.
Agreed.
Yeah. Philip Rivers had the number 1 offense, number 1 defense, and still couldn't get it done.
Aiden, you want me to sing a fucking song too, buddy?
Hey, but that's another thing, too. That's another. I'll give you guys credit. You guys are Charger fans. I'll give you a little credit here. That's another guy that people these days, young fans these days, don't know a lot about. LaDainian Tomlinson, the greatest, probably one of the best running backs out there. And we're out here going, oh, Breece Hall's amazing. Oh, Breece Hall, let's do it. Like, no, Breece Hall is shit compared to LaDainian Tomlinson.
What did Breece Hall do to you to get these
He didn't
strays?
do nothing to me. I'm just saying, like, I think we're with the age of the internet and everything that's social media that we're building players up to be elite and Hall of Fame players when they're not even at that stat. They're not even close to it.
You know what's funny is that Joe went on this walk and he like developed my mindset of all the shit that I've been shouting about into this microphone since we became friends. Is like he's finally starting to understand that just because shit happened 20 years ago doesn't mean that it's not as good as what's going on right now. And I think the real conversation has to be is like, can a player be elite today, but not elite on a bigger picture, like the history of the NFL? Yeah. What we have to offer today's elite might not be where it was 20 years ago, as far as like what the dominance that a group of players had. But we're going to get into that in the next like 5 to 6 years. People just have to be patient. Unless Patrick Mahomes wins them all and then he's just Tom Brady again, we have to relive that nightmare over.
Yeah. That's why I keep saying, except for 2 quarterbacks I think are elite. That would be elite 20 years ago also, Tony.
Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers is not in that conversation.
He wouldn't be elite 20 years ago.
Yeah, sure, he would. But I'm saying like right now.
So, Aiden,
Mike, I like that
me to
comment
sing a
that you have
song.
on the screen right now. I like that comment that's on the screen right now. Hit a note right now. Be like Adele. You got the mic. Go ahead and hit it.
The San Diego Superchargers. San Diego. Chargers, Chargers. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, then he mutes it. That's how bad that was. Pick 2, Mostert, Swift, and Jacobs. Mostert and Swift. Jacobs has a good matchup though today.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't start Mostert against the Eagles front. I would go Swift and Jacobs.
If Miami's gonna win, Tony, they're gonna need Mostert to be good.
Look, I made one mistake. I made one mistake this year, and that was benching Mostert in the league, and I ain't doing that again.
So who'd you bench in this scenario though?
Swift.
That's
just me. I would go Jacobs and Mostert. Dude, that's the number 2 running back in fantasy football right now, and you're saying bench him?
I'm with Tony. Actually, I changed my mind. I'm with Tony now. I'm with Swift and Jacobs.
I don't give a damn if Mostert is playing a mixture of the Browns defensive line and the 49ers defensive line. I'm playing him.
There you go. I would think that Jacobs would be the one that this person would be most on the fence with, but I would also look and see who you have at your flex spot. Like, are you playing a wide receiver that might not get as many touches as Jacobs today? Like, I think today is the day where Jacobs just goes wild.
Yeah.
Like, the Raiders have a real chance to actually score 20 points in a game this week.
Yeah. And then the Bears will score 23-21. Bears.
Yeah.
Haters always welcome, Mike. Haters are always welcome.
I picked the Raiders. You can't call me a hater while I'm hating on them if I picked them to win.
Oh, Brian, I started Ridley in a league I really needed to win too. And I wasn't going to. I was talking to them on Thursday. I was talking to Mike Thursday, and I was like, I think I might take out Ridley and put in anybody else. And I didn't.
I'm sure I gave great advice when he asked me that.
Look, we just need to get Calvin Ridley's betting sheet before the game and know what he's going. If he's taking the over on him stuff, we'll play him. If he's taking under, then bench him.
CJ has been better so far. Seahawks going 4-2 today. Seattle hosting the Arizona Cardinals in the division rivalry game. They better, man. Last week they should have won. Should I start Kenny Pickett on Mike's tier fantasy or Drake London?
Kenny Pickett.
It's a quarterback, so I'll play Kenny Pickett. But
I think I took Kenny Pickett, and that's a good thing. If you guys want to, we still got time to join your tier challenge, Mike. So if you guys want to join it, it's free. Free money. Who makes free money?
I can't find it. Mike. I don't know where it is.
I'll send you the invite before it's too late after the show, Tony.
No, you won't.
Mike, is there a way that you could put it in the video right now, in the description of this video?
Yeah, I could, but it's also in the description of the fantasy show.
Yeah, but
They
people
just
aren't
go
going
to
to
the
go back
channel.
and do that. They're going to want. They want
That's
it
too
now.
much
They
work.
want instant satisfaction right now.
I can't do 3 clicks instead of 2 clicks. No way. I got
Are
it.
the Chargers going to beat the Chiefs today? That's what I need to know.
You should switch right now, Joe.
No, I'm
You
not
should switch to the
switching.
Chiefs. Why
I
aren't you switching?
because look, here's my thing. The AFC West builds their teams to battle the Chiefs every week or every year, right? The Chiefs have is the team that the AFC West needs to knock off. And we built it to where the Chiefs have a great offense. This year they don't have it. They have a good defense, but the AFC West has been able to beat that defense, have been able to do stuff against that defense, and the Chargers in the past have done it. Without an offense in Kansas City, I think the Chargers are able to put up enough points and win this game.
But they suck. You're saying at the beginning of the show they suck, and now they're beating the defending Super Bowl champs who are 4-1 with maybe the best or second best defense in football.
And why do I want the Chargers to win? Why do I want the Chargers to win? Because it knocks them down. It puts the Raiders right there, one game closer to Kansas City. Kansas City at 5 wins, the Raiders will be at 4, right there. So it helps.
We just need some consistency.
It helps the Raiders.
What if the Raiders lose? Riddle me that.
The Raiders ain't losing, Mike. The Raiders are one of the best teams in the NFL. You think they're going to still go out there and lose to the Chicago Bears?
People are sleeping on Drew Allard. Who's Drew Allard, Tony?
What?
Who's Drew Allard?
He's the quarterback for Penn State. He had a really brutal game yesterday.
Awkward.
Penn State.
Wow. This is what we're talking about when you guys go overboard. Like, he's fragile, and then you just threw in the piece of shit. You didn't need to add the piece of shit part. You could have just said he's fragile. That was enough of a true insult.
Raider fans are either all in or they're all out. Like, we're not in the middle. We're not going to be like, we love this guy or we hate this guy. There's like, oh, he could be okay. No, hate him or love him, and that's it.
Trust me, we all know. Just tune into a Raiders game. You'll see it. If the Raiders are winning, it's full of Raiders fans. The Raiders are losing. It's not a Chargers-Raiders game. It's the other way. Red zone.
Felt exciting.
Felt case sighting.
No, I did not call the Chiefs the best defense.
Shit, we are behind.
They have a good defense. Somebody's asking that later on. I did not call them the best defense in the league. They have a very good defense.
Felke only showed up because the Cowboys beat the Chargers.
Felke, a smart dude. Why show up when you don't have to show up?
That's a good strategy, huh, Joe? You fucking asshole. Max Crosby's not winning DPOY. Calm down, y'all. He gets a lot of pressures. He does a lot of work. But how many sacks he got this year? That's all the voters care about. Is that he breaks the sack record or comes close. That's all they care about.
I think these voters are getting more savvy to that kind of stuff, where they're looking at like DVOAs of like individual players and all sorts of crazy shit. Where I'm like, all right, if that's the case, then TJ Watt,
everything,
best player in the league. Him and Myles Garrett are the best player.
Somebody said, what was I saying about your Niners? This is what I'm saying about the Niners. You played a good team and you got beat down. The Browns beat you down. Now you're injured going against the Vikings. Come on. Fragile 49ers too.
Switch to the Vikings, Joe. Quick.
That was a great pick, by the way.
We got CMC. It's been a year since CMC. And then on the 1-year anniversary, guess what? He's hurt.
Yeah,
we got some Mad Max fans here, man.
We got a lot of Raiders.
Max is going for 2 sacks today. Raiders, my bold prediction this morning, I don't know if you guys saw the video. My bold prediction is that the Raiders defense gets 5 sacks today.
5? Sheesh.
I hope they get more than that. Like I said, I'm streaming them.
Niner fans are crazy. Niner fans think that they could turn me to be like rooting for the Niners somehow. That somehow I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm going to give Niners credit. Never will I ever. The Niners, like I've told people before, Niners can go 17-0, and I don't give a damn. I'll still talk about how Kyle Shanahan's going to blow the lead in the Super Bowl or wherever he plays. You have Kyle Shanahan as your head coach. You saw it in the Browns game. He overthought it again. Kyle Shanahan is not going to win you a Super Bowl.
I think that this guy is a Raiders fan who's asking this question, so he should start Mahomes.
Yeah, start Mahomes.
Well, Justin Herbert's my fantasy quarterback this year, so I'm going with Herbert. That's crazy, huh? That's crazy.
He always does this. He's always like, I hate the Chargers. Then he ends up with Keenan Allen on 3 teams and Herbert on 2 teams and Eckler on a team. Like, it always happens that way.
You know why? Because garbage time touchdowns are points too, Tony.
I'm speechless.
Your whole
Big
team.
ballers. There's Tony's guy, Meat Hammer, in the house.
Meat Hammer. You coming to the Christmas party this year? I keep waiting to meet you, and you never show up.
Meat
Ugly
Hammer's
sweater.
always
I'm gonna be printing out the Raiders, both Raiders scoreboards from the sweep this year on my ugly sweater.
Is that before? Is that should? When is that game?
December 1st, December 13th. I don't know. I forgot.
Order 2 of them.
Anyway, we got matching with.
6 of them. I'll put my whole family in those sweaters.
Holy cow! Rose got me a crazy looking coffee, and the dogs are barking. All right, appreciate you guys visiting.
Look at that passive aggressive comment after she brings you coffee. Go to the next one.
I'm very appreciative. No, did we answer this? Jordan Mason or Kareem Hunt?
Oh, 0 Cowboys fan. So we got to make sure we give him terrible advice. I probably would rock with with Mason on Monday night.
Thanks. I will go with Mason also. Kareem Hunt scored a touchdown, but he still isn't getting like touches. Like that touchdown was just an easy designed play.
Yeah, I'm going with them. Even though CMC's playing, I actually think the Niners should sit CMC this week and sit everybody they can. Not because of that. Because you should be able to beat the Vikings without your great guys this week. Let them rest for a week. What's that going to get you? And then and go from there. But yeah, I think you should start Mason.
I lost my spot in the chat now.
Me too. I try to go back to find it, but
yeah, it's not
good.
far.
Me Hammer said he's a man of mystery, Tony.
I know. I was laughing. I do believe that he is an international man of mystery, at least a Southern California man of mystery.
All right, we got a Kareem Hunt or Darrell Henderson situation here. We got a situation.
Fix this going bad from bad to worse. Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, I think that's a Hunt. That's a Hunt spot, man. It sucks about the Rams' backfield because they were like Cam Akers. No, let's trade Cam Akers. And it was Kyron Williams, and he gets hurt. Ronnie Rivers is banged up too. And now we're all the way down to the 4th string again. They got like some kind of Todd Gurley running back curse or something going here.
Well, Darrell Henderson wasn't even on a practice squad until like Tuesday of this week. So I can't imagine he's in like great shape.
Yeah, but look what Justin Pugh did. He came off the bench and he had a great game, or came off the couch and had a great game last week. So maybe that's something going on. Maybe coming off the couch into an NFL game. I'm ready. Sign me up.
Hey, if I was one of these running backs that's like kind of on the contract to market to trade market fence here, we don't know where the fuck some of these guys are sitting. I would be saying, send me to LA, send me to the Rams. The team always has a good rushing attack, even with 4th-string running backs.
Oh, I see where you're going with this. No, the Rams aren't in the market for a running back.
I wish they were. Harrison, we reactivated Johnson, so we got the best route runner back. He's talking about the Steelers, I think, getting Deontay Johnson back.
Yeah, Deontay Johnson's back this week.
Yeah. Holy crap, y'all all picking the Ravens over the Lions. We are. I don't understand it. These guys both have been telling me for like 3 years now, Lions. It's the Lions' time, and now it is the Lions' time, and they pick the Ravens. I'm not saying I'm going to pick the Lions. But I wanted them to pick the Lions.
I think people forget that. We're crazy, Mike. We're crazy.
You've already got one game with the Saints folding on Thursday Night Football.
That was a great game, by the way. I enjoyed
it. We did. I forgot Tony picked the Saints like an idiot.
like an idiot. Can't wait. Next week, Dallas finally plays at a 1 p.m. slot. They've been playing all prime time or something.
Where we at? No, of course.
I got it. I'm on it. You're gonna lose my spot, and then we're gonna be really lost.
Yeah. Hey, what was I gonna say, Tony? I'll wait because Big Ballers has a good question down there, so I'll wait a little bit.
We got the Stizzy Monster in here. I'm a Stizzy Monster also. If anyone out there knows what that means, but Raiders are losing, Stizzy Monster, no matter how much of that you smoke.
Mike, why don't you? Well, I'm giving you permission to go across from your video and not have to go with the Raiders this week because I saw the show and I saw how you said I'm only taking the Raiders because Raider fans are making me. No, take your ass on over and take Chicago. If you
no.
All that smoke. No, don't blame Raider fans for making you take the Raiders. Chicago.
In masses. They demanded in masses. I ain't gonna freaking go back on
take my word on behalf of Raider fans. Get your ass on over to Chicago.
They hardly like you. Whenever you say the right thing about the Raiders, the logical thing, they go against you immediately. So you might be saying something logical here, and they're still gonna go against you, Joe. They want me to take the Raiders, and honestly, deep down inside, I want to cop out in case the Raiders do somehow pull it out again.
Anyway,
they have one of the best defenses in the league. They do have one of the best defenses in the league. Spot a season. If you disagree with me, then go look at the numbers.
He was talking to me earlier. I answered that earlier.
Oh, they did this one. We said start Mahomes. He has Pitts on his bench, and he had double digits the past 2 weeks. And I know when I finally started him, I'll go over 3 points. You know what's crazy? Last week, me and Tony were talking about touchdown scorers, and we were talking about Kyle Pitts. Like, oh, let's just waste our money on a Kyle Pitts touchdown. Remember that, Tony?
I did, remember?
And then he scored it.
And he hit, and I got it first. Yeah.
Yeah, so it worked out. Oh, I think that he's going to be a guy that until there's a consistent quarterback there, is going to be very inconsistent as far as his opportunities. And when he does score touchdown zero, he's going to put up double-digit points because he's still going to have 3 or 4 catches each game.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I heard that somebody put together a compilation video that like post knee injury, he just doesn't get any separation anymore, and we're all. Yeah, I didn't see it. I just heard the breakdown about it.
It was so bad that people were saying like he's playing unhealthy. It's not even just he's lost it. He's hurt still.
It doesn't.
I don't think he would do it. I don't think they would do that.
Even if he's not the guy that came in from college, are you telling me he's still not as athletic as like Hayden Hurst or like these other tight ends? Like, even if he's not a unicorn anymore, he's still like a really good stallion with a fake horn in the middle of his head.
Mike, we are way behind on some of these, so you don't have to get all of them.
Come on. It says right here we're going to respond to all of them, Joe. CMC's playing on Monday? I'm not sure. I hope so because I have him on my fantasy team. The thoughts on the Bears defense, they're awful, but they're going to look better today, I think.
Based on zero research or anything.
They're playing the Pirates.
Yeah.
Here's the only thing. I'm giving the Steelers the benefit of the doubt coming off the bye that maybe they got their offense figured out. If not, I think Matt Canada's gone this week.
My Steelers pick over the Rams, and I'll make this brief. Steelers are going to have a ton of fans in the stadium. The defense is going to be able to take advantage of the offensive line. He's going to have to get the ball out quick. I think it's a relatively low-scoring game that Pittsburgh can win in the end. I think also getting back Deontay Johnson creates easy throws for Kenny Pickett. Like I think that part of the reason that he looked so bad in so many big spots is because he didn't have easy throws, and he should get some easy throws with Deontay Johnson.
I'm Team Rams. Steelers should have gotten blown out the last 2 games. They did get blown out one of the 2 games by the freaking Houston Texans. The Rams have been really creative with buying time for Matthew Stafford, and I think that that's the key to getting after this Steelers defense is just creating as much time as possible. TJ Watt's going to make his plays. You can't stop the man, but they've done a good job at piecing it together so far, so I'm trusting them again. This is a big game for our Pickems contest, that Steelers-Rams game this week. Watson or Howell? I think
Howell. Howell's. I bet if we looked at it, Howell's like a top
either.
is like a top 8 fantasy quarterback this season.
They just let him sling it around like crazy, like a maniac.
He's had a bunch of like 20+ point fantasy weeks.
Play Howell then spite the season, but I don't trust.
Watson has a micro tear in his rotator cuff and hasn't practiced football in like 2 weeks. And before that, he didn't look that great.
Why is he playing?
I don't know why he's playing, but I'm just saying, like, everything says to play Sam Howell.
Yeah, what Tony said.
I personally am off of the Ford train as far as fantasy football goes. I still think he's a phenomenal player. He will have a better game than Hunt, though. You're right on that, Damon.
And in FanDuel, it's all about getting lucky. It's all about finding somebody that's cheap and getting lucky on it. So you're not crazy.
That's Josh Palmer this week.
This person really, Mike, you think that the D-line's going to be better too, based on your elaborate research about the Bears?
Of course. Yeah. Of course. This is the week. The Bears defense is shutting shit down. D-line.
Well, the Bears have a good run defense. They have a
linebackers.
solid run defense.
They're getting punt blocks, punt returns, all of it.
Well, isn't the Bears, aren't they the only team that have like 2 field goals?
Oh, here we go. Joe, who do you think is a better quarterback, Dak Prescott or Justin Herbert? And this is a Raiders fan here. He's talking about the Chargers sucking earlier in the show.
He's the Cowboys fan. Belkay's a Cowboys fan, and he wants us to admit that Dak Prescott is better than Justin Herbert. I will not do that, but I will.
I won't do that.
I'm not going to give it an answer or time.
It's Justin Herbert. Brian said, who do you guys think is an NFL coach that needs to be fired besides Brandon Staley? Because we already know he's the number one answer. Jesus. But Joe, I know who you're going to say.
Ron Rivera?
That's a good choice also. I thought you were going to say Arthur Smith.
I'm going to say one that people aren't going to like, but it's Bill Belichick.
Did you see the report that came out this morning that they secretly gave him an extension this offseason?
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't see that report, but whatever it is, like, dude's got to go, because not for anything. Like, I don't want his career ending like this. I am so tired of everybody going like, well, I used to think it was 60-40 Brady, but now I think it's 90-10 Brady. The dude is the best coach of all time, right? And there's other coaches you could put in there, and we could have arguments about it. But even if not, top 5 of all time, if you really want to be like a hater and give more credit to Brady. But to say that it's 90% Brady and only 10% of it was Bill, because now he has to try to win games with an old Cam Newton or Mac Jones, it's ridiculous.
Well, partly because he can't draft worth shit.
And I think that's the issue. The issue is that Bill Belichick, the GM, should have been fired like 6 years ago. But Bill Belichick, the head coach, if there's a vacancy for the Chargers and the Spanos family's willing to bring him in, I'd be happy about that.
Yeah.
Yep. We just won a Super Bowl. First one.
Oh, the press conference would be terrible. The social media team would get gutted. They'd all be working for the Rams next year.
They would only need like 3 people on the team. They go from like a full 20-person built team to 3 people.
Yeah.
Jared over here. Brock Purdy is overrated. Depends where you rate him, Jared. Where do you rate him?
Mike, I was going to tell you, your hot take about Devontae Smith taking over A.J. Brown is not looking good anymore.
There's still time.
A.J. Brown going to get tons of targets today.
There's still time. Give it time. I think Smith's playing banged up. He don't look like he got the same kind of juice in and out of his cuts.
He's going to play tonight. I would start him. Yeah, I think there's a lot of points to be had in the game.
It's going to be a fun one tonight. Miami, Philly. How's he overrated? The media shits on Purdy. The media does not shit on Purdy. Maybe they shit on Purdy after his one bad game this last week. But
is Purdy a system quarterback?
The media has been gobbling all over Purdy since I've been looking.
Can you put how many teams can you put Brock Purdy on right now that he can play exactly what he's doing right now and win games?
Well,
10. I don't know. I don't know what system quarterback means. To me, system quarterback just means a good quarterback.
I'm just saying, would you want Brock Purdy on the Chargers right now?
So to
If
me,
If he was in the Chargers, we would be worse. We would be worse if he was in the Chargers.
a system quarterback is somebody to me that could go in and operate at a high level any system, right? Like Justin Fields clearly has more ability, but he's not going to just be able to go in and dominate in any system. Something has to be designed specifically for him. I think that Brock Purdy could have success anywhere. Now, can he have more success with the 49ers because the roster's loaded? Yes. Could Taylor Heineke go in and have success with the 49ers? Yeah, he could. Everybody could because it's set up for that to be a function of it. But everybody was trashing Jared Goff like, oh, he's only going to be good with Sean McVay. The dude's like the MVP of the league right now with a new coordinator. This coordinator is going to be a head coach at the end of the season. And we all just say Jared Goff is this and that. All the labels for everything. Like, yeah, Brock Purdy's probably not playing as well in 4 years if they can't afford to keep Brandon Ayuk and they don't continue to excel in the draft, which the 49ers crushed the draft.
Yeah, Moody was a great pick.
Yeah, with their first pick of their draft, they only had like 3 picks, Tony. How could they crush the draft?
Okay.
I just like because that's a Michigan kicker.
I'm
gonna give
I know
Tony
exactly what you fuckers are doing. You guys aren't giving him credit for Fred Warner and Ufunga.
That wasn't last year's draft. Last year's draft, the 49ers did awful.
Oh, I thought you said they crushed this year's draft.
So they can't have one bad draft?
I mean, they can, but we're just saying last year's draft wasn't good. It was like they were drafting like they already have a Super Bowl one and in the case.
I can't. Next question. You guys are ridiculous. They didn't build this team in one draft.
No one's saying that.
Stay to our face, Tony.
Okay.
Why don't you stay to our face?
So are they good at drafting or are they not good at drafting? Overall?
I mean, they've been solid at drafting, but last year's draft was awful.
Okay. This is why you can't talk to anybody. You can't.
You know what?
Last year's draft probably cost them this year's Super Bowl.
That is not.
Next week we got to get together, Tony. So I want to see your face pissed off.
A third round pick would have made them a Super Bowl.
Definitely could have helped. Could have helped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if they let's say knock on wood, but let's say they lose X key player, that could have been the backup right there. They drafted a kicker who's losing them games. Just kicking balls into the stands with the game on the line. Multiple times now. More than one.
Come on, Mike. Catch us up real quick.
We're caught up.
Those were his first misses of the season, by the way.
So the game was on the line. Mad Max, over or under on tackles? I don't even know what it is, Stizzy.
Over.
Pickens or Laporta.
Never trust Kyle Pitts. Oh, Raider Aaron's here. Great.
That was
got blown out by the Texans and got a better record than the Chargers. What do the Chargers have to do with the Steelers pick? Jesus. Why do y'all all hating on the Chargers all of a sudden? You were my best friend last week.
Well, that's like a go-to casual fan insult. Is they see you wearing a gear of another team and you talking football, and they're like, "How do you know what the Chiefs are doing? You're just a Charger fan. How do you know about the Lions? You're just a Charger fan or a Raider fan." It's like your opinion doesn't matter because who you root for. It's a stupid casual take.
Raider Aaron's asking, are the Chargers going to win today with a laughing emoji? Why can you just ask the fucking question? I'm not going to answer it now. We need to hold Justin. What is up with this whole accountable bullshit? Justin Herbert has the most clutch stats of the last 3 seasons, y'all. Just because he missed on 1 game or 2 games or whatever it might be, the Chargers are in a 1-score game every single game. Of course, there are going to be more games where Herbert does not come through just by the sheer amount of quantity of close games he has to play in every single year. It's basically every game.
He also held himself accountable. I don't understand. He came out and said, I played bad and I need to play better.
True.
What more do you want from the guy?
I don't understand. Robert Kraft is just cheap. I wonder how much Bill Belichick makes. Does he make like the most out of all coaches, or do you think he takes a pay cut for them?
I think I saw somewhere he makes like top end money, top 3, top 5 money as a head coach.
We got some choices here from Rob Ryan, defensive coordinator. This is why he needs help with his fantasy lineups because he doesn't know much about offense. Rashee, Deontay, and then Madison or Foreman. He's in a pickle.
I would start Rashee Rice. He's got a great matchup. He's going to be playing slot reps against a much smaller cornerback of the Chargers today. I think he's got an opportunity to have a big day. And then I would probably start Foreman just out of opportunity. Like, he's the best running back there. They tried to give the ball to the guy from the Titans practice squad. I can't even remember his name right now. Evans Darrington. I forget what I'm sorry, young man. You're on the roster, but it wasn't super pretty. Foreman averaged like 4.5 yards a carry last week. He's a beast. Give him the ball and let him just run over the Raiders for 4 touchdowns today, please.
I would go Foreman and probably Rice as well, but my bias wants to play Deontay. Like, if I was in his shoes, ain't no way in hell I'm playing Rice, even if I know it's going to happen. I'm taking the L instead.
Well, I try to be as objective as possible in everything. And as much as I want Palmer to have a great game today, he's got a much tougher matchup either against McDuffie or L'Jarius Sneed. Like, L'Jarius Sneed is playing really good defense. Watching the Chiefs play this year, the scariest thing, and I've said this since like week 3, is that the defense is really, really, really good. And at some point, this offense is going to click. Like, it's inevitable. It's going to happen. And the Chiefs are going to end up being a monstrous team. Like, it's just a snowball gaining momentum. It's a depressing way to end the show, but let's end it right there. Raider Aaron, great thumbnail, terrible choice in who you like as a football team. But other than that, you seem like a great guy.
Just went straight to that. Just rip my heart out. Anyways, guys, appreciate you guys for tuning into this one. Joe, you got anything else before we go? You just went silent there at the end. Too much Raiders hate for you?
No, not a lot of Raider hate. It's just like I was just making sure that my lineup was good because I don't know. I'm not one of those guys that can't. I think my lineup's going to change on me all of a sudden. I don't know why, but I check it like every 5 minutes. I got to make sure. But it should be a good game. Should be a lot of good games tonight. I'm looking forward to that Eagles Sunday night game. I don't know if what you guys have planned for it, but I want to watch that game. I think that's going to be a very good game tonight.
I'll probably be live for it. Maybe we should do something. But yeah, appreciate you guys for tuning in this one. Come back next Sunday morning. We'll be back on here again, talking shit, going back and forth, having fun with it. We'll be live again Thursday as well for our Pickems. So this graphic that you see here, we release our Pickems every Thursday morning in a live stream. So after Thursday, come and check out the channel. And we'll be doing uploads throughout the week. So just stay tuned in general. Turn on those notifications.
Let me say one thing, because let me say something we can clip out and come back to bite me in the ass later on. We've been getting a lot of hate for the Washington pick over the Giants. But can you tell me why Giant fans actually have hope this year? I don't even know why. You've only led a game for like one time. You have nothing going for you for the New York Giants. So just to let you guys know, that's why. Not Giants fans, give up faith. Quit already. Turn in your gear. Your season's done.
Yeah, Giants fans, just fucking quit, would you? We don't want to see you around here anymore with positivity and thinking you're going to win. Go away.
Tyrod Taylor today. Tyrod's going to keep the game closer than people want. That's all.
Tyrod Taylor season. All right, see y'all.